station of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Tonight we honor the men and women who defend and protect our country and those that have served in the past. It is Military Appreciation Night tonight at the ballpark, and it's Game 2 in this series featuring the Tigers and the Philadelphia Phillies. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Rod Allen, glad to have you with us for the Tigers and Phils tonight. Jam-packed broadcast this evening. And Rod, anytime we can honor our military, it's a good thing.
You know, what a sight today to see some of the military on the field with some of their family members. And during the course of the broadcast, we're going to get a chance to go into Kuwait and do some interviews with people down there. So I'm looking forward to it.
Should be a whole lot of fun. Now, hopefully we're going to be talking about a good game as well. Justin Verlander on the mound for the Tigers. His last three have been awfully good.
Well, Justin Verlander has kind of turned it up a notch in his last three. It started on Mother's Day. And coincidence, he had his socks up high that day, and he's kept them up high. I'm sure he'll have them up high again, but it's the elevated fastball that has an extra gear. It's about 95, 96. Then he goes to that fading changeup. The breaking balls have also been exceptional, whether it be the curveball or the slider. Justin Verlander has been awesome. And then you add in the fact that he has absolutely dominated the National League in interleague play. It should be a real good night for the Tigers.
Yeah, hopefully JV can make it 4 straight good starts. Tigers and Phils coming up. The Bats, they've been staying hot. 4 home runs in last night's ball game. Stay with us. Game 2, Tigers and Phillies on the way. Men and women, it's Military Appreciation Night. Lineups, first pitch from Comerica coming up next. City Military Appreciation tonight. It is game 2 in this series, Phillies and the Tigers, and the Phils tonight facing Justin Verlander.
Verlander has been really good in his last 3 starts. Overall, he is 3-4 with an ERA just a shade over 4.5. Good fastball, 93 to 96. Really good secondary pitches, curve, slider, and a changeup thrown this season by Justin.
Here is the lineup he will face tonight for the Philadelphia Phillies. It'll be Odubel Herrera leading it off. He's had a terrific season. Interleague numbers pretty good as well. Galvis and Franco at the top of their lineup. Tommy Joseph batting cleanup. Howard is the DH. Cruz is catching, and a bottom 3 of Hernandez, Goodell, and Borges.
Let's take a look at how the Tigers line up defensively this evening. In the outfield, they've got Moya, they have Maben, they have J.D. Martinez. They also have Castellanos, Iglesias, Aviles, Cabrera in the infield, and Jared Saltalamacchia. He's the catcher. He's got pretty good numbers against Hellickson, the starter for the fighting Philadelphia Phillies.
And the Tigers won the first game of the series last night. We'll see if they can make it 2 straight here over the Phils as Odubel Herrera stands in. Here's the first pitch of tonight's ball game. And it's a ball outside, 1-0 on Herrera.
And Tigers had little success getting Herrera out in last night's game. He had 3 hits in the contest, and he has been stellar since going into that leadoff spot about a month ago.
3 out of 4 in the ball game last night for Herrera. He had an RBI as well. With that wide open stance, the 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed.
Good location with that fastball at 92 there, thrown by Verlander, tailing away from Herrera.
JV's been awfully good in his last 3, as we documented at the top of the show. Verlander in search of his 4th win of the season. Picked up a win in his last start with 10 punch-outs against Minnesota. Herrera looks at a ball inside, 2-1. Absolutely gorgeous night for baseball here in the Motor City. The Tigers starting to wind down this homestand. Sun is still shining over the outfield grass. Now the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Herrera.
And Verlander already up to 94 miles an hour here in the first inning. And Mike Pelfrey in last night's game got up to 95 in the first inning as well.
Weather's getting warmer, I suppose.
Yeah, guys are looser coming out of that bullpen.
Freddie Galvis will follow, and then Michael Franco for the Phillies. Now JV ready with the 2-2 offering. And it's fouled straight back. You might recall last night that Herrera had a 14-pitch at bat to start the game against Mike Pelfrey, at one point fouling off 7 consecutive pitches. And once Pelfrey got through Herrera, it was much smoother sailing over the rest of the inning. 2-2. Here's another foul back out of play, so Herrera's at it again.
Herrera averages over 4 pitches per plate appearance anyway during the course of this season.
One of the good young players, not only in the National League but all of baseball, but he was taken out of the ball game late last night for not running out a ground ball that was hit right back to the mound.
Lesson learned.
And Pete Mackanin decided he may be our best hitter, and it may be a close game late, but he's coming out. Again, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Verlander has his first strikeout.
All fastballs to Herrera. He had to lead off the contest, and he swung through 3 fastballs. He fouled off a couple, but Verlander finally able to get him. In Verlander's last 3 games, his swing and miss percentage has gone up to 16%. And you look at his first few starts of the year, it was right around 8% swing and miss. So he does have another gear on that fastball that Brad Ausmus was talking about this afternoon when we sat in his office.
Freddie Galvis stepping in.
Freddie Galvis batting second here tonight, and it gives him a little bit more flexibility in that number 2 hole.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike on Galvis.
Verlander's on all fastballs, then he gives you the same look out of the same window, and he throws you a changeup, a circle change that fades beautifully away from Galvis. Now the 1-1.
Drilled to right field. That ball is going to get down and go all the way to the wall. Galvis on his way to second. JD will fire it back in, not in time. It'll be a double for Freddie Galvis. Phillies have their first hit of the night. 7th double on the year for Galvis.
Previous pitch was a changeup at 85. Verlander came back with a heater at 94, and Galvis turned on it.
Here is Maikel Franco, the number 3 hitter. Franco 2 out of 3 last night with a home run. His 8th of the year. Phillies in search of an early run here. Franco stands up in the box on Verlander. Close to the dish. Swing and a miss. He chased a pitch up at the bill of his cap.
He's a dead fastball hitter and loves to turn on fastballs.
Franco is only 23 years old. Bright future ahead for Maikel Franco, and a lot of power, as we mentioned. Here's the 0-1. 0-2. I mentioned JV had 10 strikeouts in his last start, and of course he reached the 2,000 plateau in that game. That's a whole lot of strikeouts.
It really is, and we've seen just about every last one of those punch outs. He's had a great career. He's been an MVP. He's thrown a couple of no-hitters. Rookie of the Year, Cy Young.
There was only one other Tiger in their history that has struck out at least 2,000 batters, and that's Mickey Lolich. Lolich and Verlander, that's it. Here's the 0-2. A little bit high, and Franco was able to lay off. Look at Mickey. He had 26.79, so Verlander has a ways to catch Mickey Lolich, who had a rubber arm.
To say the least.
Man, he would throw over 300 innings a year. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Franco is out of there.
This might be another one of those nights where Justin Verlander gets to double digits in strikeouts. The Philadelphia Phillies, they can hit a little bit, a couple of the guys, but they also swing and miss quite a bit. And that's that fastball that Verlander has used to his advantage his last 3 outings. 94 four-seam variety right upstairs, swung through by Franco.
Verlander has 2 10 strikeout performances this year, the last one against Minnesota and one against Cleveland back in April. Here's Tommy Joseph. Joseph also homered in the ball game last night, was 2 for 4.
And bumped up to the cleanup spot here tonight is Tommy Joseph. And basically these spots were flip-flopped in the batting order by Pete McCann, the manager of the Fields. Howard batting 5th tonight.
The 0-1. Hit hard to the shortstop and caught there by Iglesias.
Whoa.
Picked it before it hit the dirt.
That was a seed.
No runs, a double is stranded. Here come the Tigers in the bottom of the 1st. Kinsler is out of the lineup tonight, flu-like symptoms, so Cameron Maybin will lead things off for the Tigers. He's followed by J.D. Martinez, good numbers in interleague play this year, then Cabrera, Victor Castellanos, and Moya in the middle tonight. Saltalamacchia, Aviles, and then Jose Iglesias rounding out the Brand Ausmus lineup, and they are facing Jeremy Hellickson tonight.
And Tigers saw quite a bit of Hellickson when he was wearing the Tampa Bay Rays uniform. Overall this year, he is 4-2 with a 3.99. He's got a fastball about 90 miles an hour, but he has an excellent changeup that he will use at any time, and also a really good curveball that he likes to throw when runners are in scoring position.
So Maybin gets us started, and nobody, and I mean nobody's been able to get him out consistently. He is batting .583 on this homestand since coming back off the disabled list. Hellickson's first pitch is a strike, 0-1. Maybin a home run, 5 RBIs. Has pretty much taken over center field with Anthony Ghost going down to the minor leagues. That's fouled off. No balls, 2 strikes.
Batting leadoff is not foreign to Cameron Maybin. He has done it 116 times in his 3 prior stops.
Again, Kinsler was in the initial lineup for the Tigers, but feeling a bit under the weather. The old flu-like symptoms.
You see Justin Upton there sitting next to Kinsler.
Little chopper toward third. That is a foul ball.
Brad said more than likely Justin will not play tomorrow. Then they have a day off on Thursday, and he's hoping that Justin is good to go when they get out to the West Coast.
That's how close that was. Just foul. Franco completed the play, though, just in case he didn't get the call.
Justin got good numbers against Hellickson. He was out there trying to jog today. He was trying to get in that lineup today.
Let me play, coach.
Brad said don't even come out of the clubhouse.
So the Tigers without 2 of their starters tonight, but capable replacements. Moya is in left, and the Tigers tonight at second base have Aviles and Maybin sliding to the leadoff slot.
And Miggy's playing though, right?
We're good.
Yeah, we good.
And you can throw in Victor as well. He's been just as hot.
Last night, Tigers 2 through 5 or 2 through 6.
Yeah.
Did damage last night.
Big time damage. In fact, really on this homestand, the Tigers have really started to heat up with the long ball. 18 homers on this homestand.
Whoa.
The 0-2. There's another base hit for Cameron Maybin. Solid single to left.
Take a look at the Philadelphia Phillies defensive alignment behind Hellickson this evening. In the outfield, they've got Goodell, they've got Herrera, they got Borges, the same way they lined up last night. Franco, Galvis, Hernandez, Joseph in the infield, and Ruiz is the catcher.
Well, here is J.D. Martinez. Average at .260 for Martinez, 10 home runs this year. Hellickson will fire back, and with good reason. Cameron Maybin 4 out of 5 in stolen base attempts this season.
Usually you like to have a pull hitter that bats left-handed batting second when there's a guy on first that leads off for you that can run, because they can take advantage of the first baseman holding on the runner by pulling something in that direction. But J.D. Martinez has no trouble hitting that hole between first and second himself.
Hellickson is 29 years old, born in Des Moines, Iowa.
Good shoes.
Ooh, nice.
Them tiger claws. Tiger shoes.
I might be able to run fast in those.
Whoa.
Okay.
How about those?
You're not buying, are you?
No, not buying that.
High towering fly ball to shallow center field. Herrera coming in, and JD is out, 1 gone. Well, as we mentioned, it's Military Appreciation Night tonight. Throughout the course of the night, we'll be checking into Camp Arifjan in Kuwait, and there are some of our veterans. And look at that, flying the Old English D. They are fired up to watch Tigers baseball here tonight.
They are representing. Yeah, they've got the D caps on, they've got the shirts on, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning over there.
Yeah, they're 7 hours ahead of us. And we understand it's a balmy 95 degrees in Kuwait tonight. Here is Miguel Cabrera. Miggy at 327 with 11 homers now, and that has jumped into the team lead for the Tigers. Maben draws another throw. Three for three, 2 homers, a double in the ball game last night, and a walk. Ball 1. .28 RBIs on the season for Cabrera. In fact, it's been a huge homestand for him. He's got 14 hits on this homestand, and that has beefed up his average. Here's the 1-0. Drill deep to left center field. That ball is hit well, and that ball is gone.
This boy is ridiculous.
No, it's in play, and it's going to be a double for Cabrera, but it will drive a run in nonetheless. Miggy shoots the gap in left center.
It's getting to the point where the Philadelphia Phillies, they probably just need to start walking Miguel. That's just how hot he has been in the first night they got here last night and throughout the entire homestand. That appeared to be like a changeup that was inside that Miguel just absolutely smoked, and this ball was on the line off the gate in left center field. Actually, it was a fastball that Hellickson tried to get inside on Miguel. I thought that was gone too, Mario, right at the top of the fence.
Just missed it right below that yellow line. Man, is he on a tear. 9th double of the year for Miggy, and by the way, that's what, 501 in his career now. Last night hit his 500th career double. So that didn't take long. The Tigers, 3 batters in, have the lead. Now here is Victor Martinez.
It's one of the things that Hellickson will do a lot of, and we talked about that when I gave you his pitching profile. When runners are in scoring position, his go-to pitch this season has been the curveball.
Victor 3 for 4 last night with an RBI. Chance to give the Tigers a 2-0 lead. That'll break in for a strike, and the count now goes 1-1.
Forgot to mention, with that base hit by Maben to lead off this inning, he now has a 15-game hitting streak dating back to last year.
And he's showing no signs of snapping that streak anytime soon. Martinez's batting average is up to .340. Single by Maben, 1 out, double by Cabrera, 1-0 Tigers. The 1-1. Swing and a miss.
There's that bender at 73 miles an hour.
Hellickson has had good numbers against the Tigers. Of course, he pitched with the Rays for 5 years, an ERA of 1.86 career against Detroit.
He burst on the scene in 2011. And when he was Rookie of the Year pitching for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Now the 1-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Martinez. 5 years with the Rays. He spent all of last year with the Diamondbacks, and here he is with the Phillies this season. Castellanos waiting on deck. There really, these days, is no let up in this Tigers lineup. Although not quite as deep tonight with Ian Kinsler sitting out. Here's the 2-2. Foul tip into the glove for strike 3.
That's a pretty good cutter right there at 85 miles an hour. That ball started out right down the middle, and Victor started his swing. And look at this ball cut in on Victor's hands. Pretty good pitch there by Hellickson.
Victor doesn't strike out all that often. In fact, has the best ratio in the American League. Strikes out every 12 at bats.
It's been a while since he struck out.
So with 2 gone, here's Castellanos. yet another Tigers hitter that has remained hot. In fact, he is tied for the league lead at 346.
Castellanos has done a lot of damage this year on first pitches that he has seen in any at bat. If you throw him a strike, he is ready to hit. I was talking to Nick in the clubhouse today, and he very easily, in another ballpark, could have had 3 home runs in last night's game.
Oh, no doubt.
He had the 1 home run, then he hit the one off the base of the wall in center field. Then he flew out deep to right field his last time up.
Well, with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, he's batting a salty .381. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That'll miss inside. 2 balls and no strikes on Nick Castellanos.
Looks like with the base open, even though the rookie Steven Moya bats left-handed, Hellickson's going to be very careful with Castellanos. Second day in a row where Moya was a late addition to the lineup.
In there, a strike called. 2-1 on Nick. Hellickson's strikeouts are up this year. In fact, he's averaging about 9 per 9. In the previous 5 seasons, he was about 6.5 per 9.
Yeah, he has 51 total strikeouts on the season. He's walked just 13.
Here's the 2-1. Broke his bat, little looper, and it's going to be caught out in short right field by Hernandez. It'll end the inning. However, Cameron Maybin leads it off with a base hit for the Tigers. And he would eventually score when Miguel Cabrera does it again. Shoots the gap for a 2-base hit, much to the glee of our servicemen in Kuwait.
In many different ways, and to be able to take the field on Military Appreciation Day is it's just the right timing, I guess, because it's something I'm passionate about, and it's nice to be out there, and hopefully I can do those guys proud.
Well, the timing really worked out well for JV, as he does indeed pitch here on Military Appreciation Night, and his first pitch is slammed to right field by Ryan Howard. Leadoff man aboard. Justin, of course, does a lot for our veterans. He has the suite that he donates to the veterans every year, and he is just it's something he is passionate about, and it's kind of neat to see him pitching tonight.
Yeah, he has been that way for a number of years, but you as well are very passionate about the military and the veterans, and you do quite a bit of work too. Well, for our veterans here locally.
It's been a great day today. I had a chance to go visit the VA and spend some time with their MVP participants here tonight, and looking forward to a great game as well. Tigers have themselves a 1-0 lead. Carlos Ruiz will stand in. Verlander gave up a double in the first, but no damage. Ruiz catching tonight. Did not play last night. He looks at ball one outside.
Pretty much Ruiz and Howard, who was on first base, are the only mainstays from when the Philadelphia Phillies were winning world championships. They went through a stretch there, man, where they were dominant in the East.
Swing and a miss.
Verlander continues to throw that fastball upstairs and continues to get swings and misses on that fastball.
Again, is it just me, or are more and more pitchers doing that around the league now?
More and more pitchers have evolved into going to the fastball up in the strike zone, and not just with 2 strikes. They go up there at any point in time, and hitters are having a tough time of laying off of it.
Moya comes in to make the play on a sinking line drive at left.
You know, for a couple of years, it was a cut fastball that everybody started to throw, and now it's the fastball up in the strike zone that so many catchers call for during the course of the game. And I guess until hitters stop swinging at it, they're going to continue to throw it up there.
Yeah, why not? Here is Cesar Hernandez. Hitless in last night's ball game. Hernandez was 0 for 4.
Yeah, he batted second in last night's game and hit into a couple of double plays. Therefore, they've gone with Galvis in that 2 spot today because they figure their leadoff hitter Herrera's going to be on the base paths.
Huh. He was on a ton last night. Hernandez has not homered this year. He has 9 RBIs. Been a pretty good hitter on the road this season. Bouncing ball to first base. Miggy tags the bag 1. Tag play at second. There's another double play. That's the 3rd twin killing that Hernandez has bounced into in this series already. JV gets the ground ball, and the pitcher's best friend. Lead tonight 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the second here at Comerica Park, and a gorgeous evening for baseball. Military Appreciation Night tonight. Stephen Moya starts off the bottom of the second against Jeremy Hellickson. First one fouled back out of play, 0-1. Moya, then Saltalamacchia, and then Mike Aviles. Stephen off to a good start, had that big series in Baltimore in the last road trip right after he was called up. Batting over 300. Now the count is 0-2.
Back-to-back fastballs in the 90s on the inside part of the plate to Moya. Both pitches were balls. Moya's going to have to lay off that pitch. It's very tough to hit.
Hellickson gave up 2 hits and an RBI double to Cabrera to give the Tigers the lead. Bounced to first base and gloved there by Joseph. Hellickson covers, and 1 gone. Well, earlier today it was our pleasure. I was joined by Jared Saltalamacchia and Michael Fulmer. We made a visit out to the VA hospital on John R. here in downtown Detroit. They had a Wii tournament, and it was a home run hitting contest.
Home run hitting contest.
Yeah, Salty only finished with 3 out of 10.
Is that it?
That's it.
Did you get in it?
No, I only watched. I think Fulmer hit 5 of them, but one of our veterans was actually the champ in that. So great visit today. Here is Saltalamacchia. He'll look at a ball down low, 1-0. There's a little trash talking going on as well.
I can only imagine.
Yep.
The veterans talking a little trash?
No, it was Saltalamacchia talking trash to Fulmer. Jerry, one of the veterans, actually won the tournament. There's a swing and a miss, 1-1. There's Michael Fulmer. Boy, did he have a great outing his last time out.
Michael's got the show shades on tonight.
Yeah, why not?
He pitched like he pitched the last time out. You get your free pair of sunglasses.
Backed him out of there. 2 balls and 1 strike. I love that term, show shades. Looking pretty good.
Yes, he is.
They're playing to pull against Saltalamacchia. Checked it. They will appeal. Did not go. 3 balls, 1 strike. There's that shift. Here's the 3-1. Right into the shift. It flattened out for Hernandez, but he'll stay with it. That'll take a base hit away from Saltalamacchia. 2 gone in the second. And now Mike Aviles. Mike, the late addition to the Tigers lineup tonight. Aviles at 121 this year. He'll drive that one foul down the right field line, 0-1.
Aviles initially was in the outfield before flu-like symptoms for Kinsler bumped Ian out of the lineup, and then that pushed Aviles to second base and allowed Moya to get a start.
That's back out of play, 0-2.
Brad doing his best to find some reps for Aviles and Romine. It's very difficult to get your bench players in any action whatsoever when you have an offense that's been as hot as the Tigers offense. Therefore, your guys that sit on the bench, when they do play, they're not necessarily all that sharp because Brad is finding a very difficult time of getting them in games.
It's a good problem to have, I suppose, when the rest of the offense is playing so well. There's a swing and a miss, and down goes Aviles. It'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Hellickson. When we come back, we'll chat with Sergeant James Kerchak, who is standing by in Kuwait. We look forward to chatting with him when we come back. Score of 1-0 as we go to the top of the third here at Comerica Park, and it's our pleasure and honor now to go out to Camp Arifjan in Kuwait and hook up with Sergeant James Kerchak from Bay City, Michigan. Sergeant, thank you very much for joining us, and please fill us in on what your role is in our military.
I'm a transportation movement supervisor. Move a lot of equipment up north.
We have a little bit of a delay, just so you guys know, but James, I have another question for you. Who was your favorite Tiger growing up, and any special memories regarding that Tiger?
My favorite Tiger growing up was John Watkinfuss. Always been a favorite of mine. The weird batting stance he had, and just he was a do-it-all kind of guy like myself. You know, played all the positions, and I did the same through my baseball career.
Hey, Sergeant.
One of my favorites, and he's the reason why we got the '84 World Series, even though he wasn't part of.
Sergeant, I just wanted to say, if you have, this is your opportunity now. Thank you very much for your service, but is there anyone you want to send a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to send a shout out to my wife, my brother, my brother-in-law, my father that are at the game right now. I'll be home soon, and can't wait to get there.
Well, Sergeant James Kerchak from Bay City, Michigan, thank you very much. Thank you for your service. And Kristen Keith will be chatting with Sergeant Kerchak's wife, Nicole, a little bit later in the game. So we certainly look forward to that. And, well, what a great honor to be able to hook up with Kuwait here tonight.
Pretty cool.
Meanwhile, Justin Verlander operating here in the third with a 1-0 lead. Peter Borges will stand in. JB got a big double play in the second. There's a swing and a miss.
Verlander only 3 of 8 in first pitch strikes. Make that now 4 of 9, but still no damage against Justin.
Borges at 198 was hitless in last night's opener. His speed will draw the third baseman Castellanos to the grass.
Borges not necessarily using his speed to his advantage, batting 198. Guys that have the kind of speed that Borges has, man, you got to figure out a way to bunt the baseball. Even though you can see Miggy crowding him, Castellanos also crowding him, you still have to figure out a way to hit that ball on the ground and utilize your speed.
Instead, he pops it up, but it's heading back to the seats on a play.
They have a fast team. Goodell in the outfield can really run. Herrera has outstanding speed. Borges can fly. And the kid Lowe they brought off the bench last night can really run too. The guy that we saw in Kansas City a couple years ago.
Yeah, former Royal.
Already 10 swings and misses this evening for Verlander.
Drilled to center field. Cameron Maybin is on the move. Borges hit it hard, but right at him. Couple of flies to center, and there are 2 gone now for Odubel Herrera. Herrera struck out in the first inning to start the ball game, which is news in itself because he was a really difficult out last night. Batting .333. Now, Pete Buchanan talked to our Kristen Keith before the game today, and Pete feels that this kid could possibly in the future and the near future win a batting title.
It's exactly what Juan Samuel said to me yesterday afternoon. He has a chance to be an impact player. He was a Rule 5 guy last year. They got him from the Texas Rangers organization where he played middle infield. They stuck him in center field, and man, they've got themselves a center fielder probably for the next decade.
Yeah, it's looking like it. The 0-1 is fouled back, 0-2. In fact, there's only one center fielder in the major leagues right now that has a better batting average or higher batting average than Herrera, and that's Jackie Bradley Jr.
Also, only one center fielder with a better WAR than him, and that would be Mike Trout right now.
Ooh, you're pulling out the analytics tonight.
Every now and then.
Here's the 0-2. Missed it high, 1-2.
Anytime you get your name mentioned in the same sentence with Mike Trout, you know you're doing something special.
Herrera came in tonight with a .445 on base percentage, which was second in the National League. Saltalamacchia is out to have a chat with Verlander. Herrera has driven in 14 this year, but has really flourished since stepping into the leadoff slot. Now he gets a late time from Nick Lentz, the home plate umpire. Here's the 1-2. He didn't move his feet, inside and low, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I don't think Verlander appreciated the kid stepping out on him. And Verlander likes to work fast. And Herrera, well, he takes his time getting into that batter's box.
Ball high, full count now, 3-2.
Hardest fastball of the evening so far thrown by Justin, 95.
Justin has a couple of strikeouts so far. And he missed high for ball 4. So Mr. Herrera claps his hands as he walks down to first base. 2-out walk. That'll bring up Freddie Galvis. Phillies really have not had a whole lot of luck against the Tigers in interleague play. The Tigers have won 10 of the 16 meetings against the Phillies since the start of interleague play. Last time they met was 2013 when the Tigers swept the Phils in a 3-game series. And they got off to a good start last night with a win. There's a strike on Galvis. The Phillies last year were 63-99.
They couldn't do anything right last year.
No, and they came out of the gates playing much better than most anticipated. Despite their loss last night, they're still 5 over the 500 mark.
They have been one of the bigger surprises in all of baseball so far, first 6 weeks of the year. A little further than 6 weeks now, almost 2 months in now. Steve Henderson, there's their hitting coach. Steve Henderson and I were teammates at one point in time in '83, and when I first got to the big leagues with the Seattle Mariners, he's one of those guys that kind of took me under his wing, you know, took me to dinner on a nightly basis, kind of showed me what big league life was all about. Everybody has one of those guys in their career, and Steve Henderson was that guy for me. Hindu.
Here's the 0-1. Ball high, 1 ball, 1 strike. That probably goes a long way for young players, because obviously when you walk into a big league clubhouse for the first time, it had to be somewhat intimidating.
They just kind of show you how to go about your business, you know, where to go, where not to go, you know, how to dress. They buy your suit. They take care of you.
Nice. 1-1. Foul back, 1-2.
I mean, it's no different than what you do sometimes for some of the kids that have, you know, aspirations of being broadcaster. You
Sure.
invite them into the booth and different things like that. People shadow you and things like that. It's along those same lines.
Yeah, I don't buy them suits, though.
No, what do you buy them? You buy them lunch.
I might buy them lunch. I draw the line at suits, though. But I get your point. 1-2 on Freddie Galvis. There goes the runner, and it's fouled off.
Pretty good jump there by Herrera. He stayed low to the ground, too. I really haven't seen a guy stay this low to the ground while trying to steal a base. Look how low he stays. He stays down there. Ricky Henderson did that as well as anybody, because usually guys that steal bases, their first movement, Mario, is to come up and then start running. But he stayed down, and he got a pretty good jump there.
And Ricky Henderson was the template when it came to stealing bases. I was always marveling at Ricky Henderson, how he could stay healthy with all the pounding that his body would take, because every time you saw him steal a base, he was diving head first into the bag.
His legs were massive. When Ricky took his first step, he was running full speed usually.
Galvis had a double in the first. They failed to score him, though, when Verlander struck out Franco and got a line drive from Tommy Joseph. Fought off a tough pitch there in on his hands.
We talked about this a little bit last night, but Juan Samuel, their third base coach, he used to be an outstanding base stealer when he was in the big leagues. Sammy did everything. Good defender, good power, good average. Sammy still looks like he can play.
Juan Samuel had a lot of years in the major leagues, and he had a stretch where, you're right, he was doing it all. I mean, he was hitting triples, doubles, homers. The 1-2. Out of play.
He had steals of 72, 53, 42 in a season.
You know, I knew his numbers were good, but I had no idea he stole 72 one year.
Yes.
With the Philadelphia Phillies, team that he broke in with. Of course, he also played the Dodgers, Cincinnati, Tigers a couple of years, Toronto. Great career. And Herrera draws another throw. Justin gave up the 2-out walk to Herrera. Trying to get Galvis here. Tigers have a 1-0 lead in the third. Runner bluffs this time. Strike called. Got him looking. Galvis didn't like it. Drops the bat and simply walks away. No runs, a walk, one left.
At the top of the third, I'm joined with Nicole Perchik. We just actually heard from your husband. Mario was talking to him. You saw inside the suite. You got to watch, got to hear what he had to say. What do you have to say back to him, and what did you feel when you watched that?
That I miss him. We love him, support him, are proud of him. Can't wait for you to come home.
Now, your husband has a really non-traditional story of getting into the military. Can you tell me a little bit about your story?
He does. He joined the military at 41. We dated for a long time, had our child, who is now 27. His name is Mike. We both got our college degrees, continued our education, and then he decided that he wanted to fulfill his dream of always being in the military, and he's doing that now.
What was that deciding factor? What made him pull the trigger, and what was your reaction when he told you?
Well, I'm proud of him. He knows I'm proud of him. We all miss him. I don't know. I guess it was just a dream that he wanted to do, maybe on his bucket list, and he fulfilled it.
We're all proud of him, and we all thank him for your service. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. You did an awesome job. And James, you'll be proud of your wife. She did know your favorite player. We almost were going to ask her that, but she got it. You got it. Y'all are in sync. Mario, Rod, back to you guys.
All right, Kristen, thanks. Yeah, John Watkins was the favorite player, and I'll tell you what, Rod, that's one of the things that our service members have to go through, and more so their families who obviously are away from them for a long period of time.
It's got to be difficult, especially when you have kids and family to leave, but it's great that we can bring them together like we've done here today.
Here's Cameron Maybin now with one gone in the third. The Tigers have a 1-0 lead on Military Appreciation Night at the ballpark tonight. Maybin dropping down a bunt. Didn't get it far enough out in front of Ruiz, though, and they finally get him out.
It's a good idea by Maybin, who can run. If you get that ball a little further down that third baseline, more than likely you can catch Franco sleeping and get yourself a base hit. The whole key to bunting is you don't want to move your feet too much while you're in the process of making contact with the ball. You place it where you want it, and then you run. That way you can probably lay down a little bit better bunt than that was.
So with 2 outs, here is J.D. Martinez. Ball 1 from Hellickson. J.D. fly to center field in the first inning, 0 for 1. Homer into the ball game last night. Martinez swings and misses. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And Martinez and Cabrera went back-to-back in last night's game. That's the 5th time the Tigers have gone back-to-back this season.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. That'll bounce in low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hellickson, when he won the Rookie of the Year in 2011, was a 13-game winner, and really starting pitchers haven't won that award all that often. In the last 30 years or so, only Hellickson and our own Justin Verlander have won that award as starting pitchers. Now the 2-1 pitch. Inside, 3 balls and 1 strike on J.D.
When you think about it, it's pretty remarkable that a rookie could get that award. They only make, what, maybe 25, 30 starts their rookie year. Then you have the position players that are pretty much playing every single day. So both Hellickson and Justin Verlander both had stellar rookie seasons.
Swinging a foul tip, 3-2. Yeah, it pretty much takes a special year, and Verlander had really good numbers his rookie season. A 2.95 ERA for Hellickson as a rookie. Of course, JV went on to win Cy Young, MVP. Here's a ball inside, ball 4. The Tigers get a 2-out base on balls.
That's the last thing that Hellickson wanted to do with this guy coming to the plate.
And Cabrera got him his last time as well with a double and an RBI.
Miggy's batting average up to a cool .331 now, with 11 homers and 29 runs driven in, and the on-base percentage and the slugging percentage combined is over 1,000.
29 driven in now for Cabrera. Swing and a miss. So Cabrera now is 15 for 26 on this homestand.
Is that good?
That would qualify as maybe a little bit more than good. In fact, Miggy's been on base 5 straight times now in this series. Bouncing ball foul right by Dave Clark, 0-2.
Mario, Miggy's been in some great stretches since he's put on a Tigers uniform, but I can't never really remember 8 straight days where he has simply barreled up everything that he has hit. 2 homers last night, and then he doubled for his 3rd hit, and that would make it 500 doubles for Miguel Cabrera in his big league career.
There have not been too many bloop hits in this stretch.
He has been absolutely torching the baseball.
Hellickson has gotten ahead 0-2. Up and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Cabrera. Well, we told you it was good. How about 577 on this homestand? 8 games so far, with 1 more to go tomorrow. 5 home runs has suddenly given Cabrera 11 for the year. Now the 1-2. The thing that makes this Tigers lineup so dangerous is their ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark, which, as we mentioned, they've done a lot on this homestand with a total of 18 home runs.
And they also have a couple of guys that bat right in the middle of their batting order that are hitting better than 330, and both have power, and they never strike out. At least not that often.
The 1-2. When you have a guy at the top of your lineup in Kinsler who has 10 home runs, and then you got JD batting second with 10 home runs, those aren't even the big guys in the middle of your lineup, and that's 20 homers at the top.
Yeah, these guys have been in scoring position when they step into the batter's box.
2-2. That'll get back out of play. I mean, you watch Cabrera, as we do on a nightly basis, and you wonder how the game sometimes can be so easy for him. And it's probably the most difficult thing to do when you talk about hitting at the major league level.
He is awfully gifted. Baseball IQ, very high. Tremendous power.
Hellickson can't put him away. And he finally does. A swing and a miss to strike him out. Inning is over. Well, this is what makes this night so special for us. Sergeant James Kerchak from Bay City, Michigan, in Kuwait, wiping away the tears, watching the interview of his wife, Nicole.
Watilka. I'm stationed here at Osan Air Base, South Korea. I'd like to give a shout out to my wife Corey, my daughters Allison and Haley, my southeastern family, including my father William, my mother Debbie, my sister Tiffany, and my niece Zoe. I love you guys so much. And I'd also like to thank all veterans who have served and are serving. And also, go Tigers.
Oh, the Old English D really looks good on him.
Yeah, took the camel off and put the Old English D on.
That's right. Well, Justin Verlander back to the hill in a 1-0 ball game on Military Appreciation Night tonight here at the ballpark. Glad you're with us. The Tigers got a run in the first, and so far it has held up. Maikel Franco leading it off. Pops that one back out of play, 0-2.
Verlander continues to throw the fastballs upstairs to Franco, and Franco continues to swing at him. He has not caught up to him yet. And Verlander struck him out his first time up on a fastball upstairs.
It'll be Franco then. Joseph and Howard, 3-4-5 in the lineup for the Phillies. Franco struck out in the first inning, and Justin tonight has piled up 3 strikeouts so far. Verlander trying to even up his record. He came in at 3-4. Here's the 1-2 to center field from Maben. 1 out. Well, tonight's game is being broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving around the world on land and at ships and sea. We welcome you all, and a special shout out to our friends out there in Camp Air of Jean in Kuwait who are tuning in tonight, proudly flying the Old English D. And we thank you for your service. Tommy Joseph stands in, looks at a breaking ball low. Joseph hit a ball hard his first time up, right at the shortstop Iglesias.
He also homered in last night's game against Mike Pelfrey. They really like Tommy Joseph. They think he has a chance to be an impact bat in the big leagues.
Here's another hard hit ball, this one to left, and Moya had a little trouble with it but stayed with it. 2 gone.
For the most part, Moya has played right field. He played a little bit of left field here last year, and then right before he was called up this season, Lloyd McClendon had him in left field. So it's a little foreign to him still, but he's making the plays out there.
Is he playing a little deeper than normal, do you think?
And the reason for that is he's probably not as comfortable going back than he is coming in. That's why they have him playing deeper.
In fact, he's almost near the warning track. He had to come in to make that play. Here is Ryan Howard.
He jumped on a first pitch fastball from Justin his first time up and singled sharply into right field.
And that broke an 0-for-18 slump that Howard had. That's why his average right now is at 163. Here's the 1-0. Howard has had a very decorated career. Won the Rookie of the Year in 2005 and then followed that up with the MVP in 2006 when he hit 58 home runs. Here's the shift that they employ against Ryan Howard. He's waiting on a 2-0. Swing and a miss.
Ryan Howard has been getting shifted on just like this even before all the shifts were popular.
Numbers early in his career, you see he averaged about 35.5 homers, and since 2012 only about 16, a little less than 16. Swing and a miss again. 2-2. I don't care what the numbers say, he still is a pretty imposing figure in that batter's box. He is one big dude.
He's got 8 homers, so he can still run into one every now and then.
The 2-2. High pop up. Left side of the infield. Castellanos drifting. And that'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Justin Verlander.
to hang out with a lot of those guys who are Navy SEALs, Rangers, Army. It doesn't matter, but and I've got friends that are over in Afghanistan now, and I know they're over there rooting for us, and it's crazy because we're over here rooting for them, and it's kind of one of those lifestyles that we wish we could have the guts to be able to do what they do. At the same time, they love what they do.
And a thanks to our military from Jared Saltilamakia for the game tonight. The Tigers have a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Jeremy Hellickson goes back to work, and the Tigers have Victor Martinez up there. It'll be V-Mart, then Castellanos and Steven Moya against the right-hander. Victor struck out in the first inning. That's when the Tigers got their one run. It was an RBI double by Miguel Cabrera. Here's the 1-0. That's in the air towards shallow left. On the move is Goodell. He's under it. One gone. It'll bring up Nick Castellanos. If I could find one word to describe Hellickson so far tonight, that word would be deliberate.
And that would be a good choice of words. We heard he was a very slow worker before the game even started.
But even the windup is slow. Almost lulls you to sleep. Castellanos popped up and is only at bat 0 for 1. Swing and a miss.
Good changeup there thrown by Hellickson. There's a handful of guys in the big leagues that are really comfortable, that are right-handed pitchers at throwing the changeup to the right-handed batters, and Hellickson is one of those. Justin Verlander also very comfortable throwing his changeup to righties. Going back-to-back changeups.
Total of 50 now for Hellickson. 33 have been strikes.
He's about 50-50 percentage-wise with the fastball and his breaking stuff.
Right back up the middle into center field. Base hit.
Castellanos is another Tiger that for the most part all season has been hitting the baseball hard. He has not had many games where he has just not looked all that comfortable in the batter's box.
And last year he went through stretches, one in particular where Brad Ausmus decided to sit him down for a few games to get him back on track, but he has not even come close to any stretch like that.
Brad gave him a timeout.
Timeout, is that what it was?
Come over here and sit next to me for a couple days.
Go sit in the corner. No dinner for you.
Nick didn't like it either.
Here's Moya. Grounded sharply to the first baseman in his first at bat. Ooh, he's going to pull that one foul. We are still looking for the first major league home run for Moya.
I was getting ready to say that too. We're looking for him to hit one hard as he turns on that one and hits it a mild but foul. But we haven't seen his power yet.
No, and it's power that was really on display in the minor leagues. In fact, a couple of years ago, he had 35 homers at Double-A and then earned that September call-up.
He was Player of the Year in the Eastern League that season.
The one thing we did see in terms of Moya's progression this year at Toledo was cutting down the strikeouts. His average went way up as a result of that.
I think it coincides with this new stance that he adopted last winter playing in Dominican. It's a wide open stance, but it allows you to get your head upright and get both eyes focused on the pitcher, so you're getting a real good look at everything they feature. That was a real good look of it right there by opening up ever so slightly and turning that head toward the pitcher. You get better reads on the breaking balls. You can see the fastballs when they're upstairs. He was really good Dominican in the offseason and carried that into spring training. Really had no chance to make the 25-man roster coming out of spring training.
Moya last year had 20 more home runs down at Triple-A. He was leading the International League in hits when he was called up. He had 39 hits. Runner goes on 1-2 and it's low. Ruiz's throw is in time. They called him out.
He overslid the bag.
It looked like Castellanos was going to beat the throw, but then he slid right past it. See if the Tigers want to challenge this.
He picked a really good pitch to run on. It was a breaking ball, but Nick slid too late. Therefore, when that left foot hit the bag, it simply went up past the bag, and then the tag was applied by Galvis. That's a late slide. You got to slide earlier than that.
You can tell by the reaction of the player if they think that they've got a chance at challenging it. Castellanos immediately ran off the field.
He had that bag, he said.
Two
he
gone.
did have it.
Moya has a count of 2-2. And he pops it up right at home plate. Ruiz discards the mask. Moya is out, and the inning is over. No runs, one hit, nobody left.
Terry Butts, 958 MCT, Ali Salim Air Base, Kuwait, Taylor, Michigan. I'd like to give a special shout out to my son John and the Taylor Kennedy High School Eagles track and field team, and a special shout out to my friend, specialist Jose Abel Sierra. Go Tigers, JD for MVP.
Terry, thanks so much, man. I wish you a very safe return. I wish you a safe time over there, and get back home safely. Thank you for everything.
Oh, what a great thought there from Sergeant First Class Terry Butts of Taylor, Michigan. JD for MVP.
How about that?
JD's got to be honored by that. And in a moment, Kristen Keith will have a chance to talk with his son, Jonathan. Carlos Ruiz leading it off here in the 5th inning against Justin Verlander, and it's fouled back out of play.
Justin White had a chance to talk to Terry in the pregame show today.
This is what this night is all about, connecting with our military members overseas, and we're checking in every now and then tonight from Camp Arifjan in Kuwait, where they're watching the game tonight. Here's the 1-2, and it's high. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ruiz. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him to chase. 1 gone. Let's check in with Kristen Keith.
Thanks, Mario. I'm joined by the son of Terry Butts, Jonathan, and his mother, Gail, right now. You saw your dad just now on the big screen giving you a shout out. What do you feel and what do you want to say to him?
You said what I'll say to him?
How did that make you? How did that make you feel seeing him on the big screen, giving you that shout out?
It made me feel special, you know, like seeing him make the shout out, and like it makes me feel like he's gonna come home a lot quicker, and like things are gonna be better when he gets back.
You're only 17 years old. That has to be tough with your dad being away like that. What's family life like at home? What's the home life for you?
At home is it's a little tough because like I have to do a lot of work at home, like help cook, clean, like a lot of heavy lifting. It's a little stressful at times, but it's not too much. I can handle it.
All right, man of the house. Well, your dad said his favorite Tigers player is JD Martinez. Who's your favorite Tiger player?
I can't really pick and choose favorites. But like I just love him as a whole team.
All right, I understand. Thank you for your time. And your dad's watching right now. Anything you want to say to him?
Hey, Dad, I love you. Get home safe.
Mario, Rod, back to you guys.
All right, Kristen, thanks very much. Man, this is what makes this night special, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, when you have a son being able to say hello to his dad in Kuwait, special moments. The 1-2 is fouled back out of play. Cesar Hernandez, the batter. He's hitting with 1 out of the 5th. Double play ball back in the 2nd. He's made a habit of that. He's hit into 3 double plays in this series.
Meanwhile, Verlander has been outstanding again here tonight. He's only given up 2 hits. Dominant with the fastball upstairs. Lots of swings and misses. Verlander still going with those high socks, partner. It started on Mother's Day.
Yes, he did.
4 straight starts now. He's had those high socks. I wouldn't change either.
And by the way, I received a nice letter today, Rod, from Dick Spencer, who's a Tigers fan in St. Clair Shores, Michigan.
Right.
He said, I love the broadcast. However, I've got a bone to pick with you.
What's the bone?
He is not pulling the socks up. He is pulling the pant leg up because
True.
the sock is always high.
He's got a great point.
So it's a great point, Dick. Thanks for pointing that out. We're sorry to disappoint you.
Yeah, but Dick doesn't know that for years that's what we call it, high socks.
High socks. He went around for strike 3. But we appreciate the letter nonetheless.
5th strikeout for Verlander already. Had 10 his last outing.
That was pretty close.
Yes, it was.
And Hernandez felt that he held up, but the umpires disagreed.
That second look at it looked like he held up.
Yeah, especially that second look. Here's Tyler Goodell. Here's ball 1. Goodell batting .275, fly to center field back in the 3rd. Missed it outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Goodell played in Double-A last year. Has never played above Double-A. A Rule 5 player drafted by the Philadelphia Phillies this last offseason. Didn't you say last night where he was the first player chosen?
He was the first player chosen in the Rule 5 draft this past offseason, so they saw something in him.
Well, when you have the first pick, and the Phillies had the first pick because they lost 99 games last year, this is, Mario, for me, the equivalent of maybe a #1 pick.
Sure. That's a good point. High bouncer to 3rd. Castellanos throws him out.
You can't miss on him. You've got to be certain this kid's going to help your organization in the future.
1, 2, 3 for JV as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Military Appreciation Night tonight at the ballpark.
Vance from Osan Air Base, South Korea. Just want to do a shout out to my family and friends in Midland, Michigan, especially my father, Dave Nagel, who's a huge Detroit Tigers fan. Hope the Tigers are really good this year. All right, play ball.
Thank you, Sergeant Vance. Thank you for your service to our country. Midland, Michigan, hometown of Terry Collins, skipper of the Mets. Here come the Tigers now as we go to the bottom of the fifth, and a swing and a miss by Saltalamacchia. He'll be followed by Aviles and then Iglesias. The Tigers have a slim 1-0 lead tonight. They got a run in the first and a double by Miguel Cabrera. Here's the 0-1. Up high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Hellickson has done a pretty good job tonight. I mean, Verlander's pitched well, but Hellickson has given up just 1 run on 3 hits.
Yeah, he's been able to slow down the hottest offense in all of baseball. Tigers, for the most part, have been averaging 6 runs a game this homestand.
Jared bounced out right into that shift his first time up 4-3. He's going to hook 1 foul.
Hellickson has a pretty good cut fastball, but he doesn't throw it all that often to the right-handers, but he's thrown quite a few of those to the lefties that are in the lineup. That last pitch was a cut fastball inside on the hands of Saltalamacchia.
The entire third base line is open for Jared. He tried to shoot one the other way, but it's fouled back out of play. 2-2.
You are absolutely right. He was trying to shoot one down that line.
Salty on the homestand, 1 for 11. There's all the room they give him to third base. Swing and a miss, and Saltalamacchia is out of there. 5 strikeouts for Hellickson.
Hellickson knew that he had to be at his best. As we look at his changeup grip, it's a circle change that fades down and away from Saltalamacchia. It's a beautifully located pitch by Jeremy. But Hellickson knew he had to be on top of his game because of Verlander for 1, and 2, the Tigers' offense has been very hot.
Mike Avila sends a ground ball into left, a base hit. 1-out single for Aviles, who just snapped an 0 for 15. That'll bring up Iglesias. Strikeout victim back in the third, Iglesias. Jose had a pretty good month of April. He was hitting around 300 much of the month.
And Tigers had some guys out doing some bunting earlier today. You wonder if Iglesias is thinking about bunting for a base hit. He has been attempting to put one down the last number of games.
Well, it's something we've touched on in previous broadcasts. With his speed and his ability, you would think he'd bunt a little bit more.
And where Franco, the third baseman, is playing, if that's something that Iglesias wanted to do, he can get it down and get himself a base hit.
Runner goes, pitch out. Iglesias tried to help him out. The throw is in time for the out.
Well, I don't know what happened there, but apparently the Philadelphia Phillies, they sniffed out the hit and run sign that was put on there, and they pitched out. They were able to throw Aviles out. Sometimes it's the runner that tips off whether he's running or not. Sometimes it's the other team having the signs, and sometimes it's just getting lucky, pitching out in a count where you know a guy that's at the plate can handle the bat. You have a guy on first base that has some speed.
Meanwhile, Ruiz has thrown out a pair tonight. He came in throwing out 44%. There's a bouncing ball to short, gobbled up there by Galvis, and just like that, the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. On to the 6th.
you caught up with the game summary. In the first inning, it was Maben that led off with a single. Then Miguel Cabrera, 2 batters later, doubles in the left center field gap. That was the only run scored in this contest, and Verlander has done the rest. Lazy pop-ups in the infield. Miguel starts a double play, 3-6-3 variety in 16 swing and misses already thrown by Justin Verlander in this contest. And the folks in Kuwait absolutely love it.
Here is the starters comparison in this one. Both Hellickson and Verlander doing some really good work tonight. 1 run allowed by Hellickson. Each has struck out 5.
And both have walked 1 batter.
Peter Borges leads it off. Borges will take inside 1-0.
Something clicked for Verlander. In his first 6 starts of the season, his swing and miss percentage was only 8%. But in his last 3 starts, it has doubled all the way up to 16% swing and miss. So whatever it was that he did in Cleveland, and he talked after that game, and he said, I will be better my next time out, I guarantee you. Well, he's carried that on to 4 starts now.
Yeah, that start in Cleveland, he allowed 7 runs in 5 innings. His ERA ballooned to 6.49. He has shaved 2 runs off that ERA in his last 3 starts. That's in there. A strike called. 1-2 on Borges.
And it's pretty much fastball command. Everything works off the fastball. That last one was painted beautifully on the outside black at 93. But he also has the good secondary pitches as well.
Now the 1-2. Borges sends a ground ball up the middle. Iglesias to his left. 1 gone.
Here's the last 3 outings and turned in by Verlander. 6 hits, 4 hits, 3 hits, and tons of strikeouts and very few free passes.
Top of the order coming up now for the Phillies. It'll be Odubel Herrera. That is 8 straight, retired by Verlander.
They have thrown Odubel a lot of fastballs today. A lot of fastballs.
He walked in the 3rd but did not score.
Change pitch and a beauty.
Phillies have only 2 hits. They got a double in the 1st from Galvis, but he never moved off second base. And then a single by Howard in the 3rd, and he was erased on a double play. Big swing there. The count is 0-2.
Is that a slider at 89 miles an hour?
It appeared to be. Verlander feeling it again tonight. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He went fishing up and out of the zone.
First pitch changeup. Second pitch slider down and in. And the 3rd pitch upstairs, mid-90s fastball to get Herrera.
Six Verlander strikeouts. He has retired 9 straight. Galvis had a double in the 1st. Galvis known as a terrific defender. In fact, he's 2nd in the National League among shortstops in fielding percentage. Pulled that one foul. He's gone 40 games plus now in a row without committing an error. Remember when he first came up, he was known as Freddie Galvis?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? It was Galvis. Now it's Galvis.
You know how once they get to the big leagues, they change their name.
Here's the 0-2. Did he go? He sure did. Boy, Verlander cruising tonight.
Oh, he's lethal.
7 strikeouts for JV. He's retired 10 straight. Of the 6th inning, a slim 1-0 lead for the Tigers. We'll see if they can pad that lead here against Hellickson. Maben, Martinez, Cabrera. Cameron Maben 1 for 2. Tried to butt his way on his last time. Didn't get it far enough in front of the catcher Ruiz. .577 batting average for Maben. Hellickson goes to work. Missed it outside. 1-0. That's in there. 1 ball and 1 strike on the Tigers center fielder. Neither team has had many scoring chances tonight. Here's another base hit for Maben. Man, oh man. Right back up the middle. Cameron takes an aggressive turn and holds up with a leadoff single.
He's had a wonderful approach since coming up. Spraying the baseball all around the field. That's how you hit 600.
Can't get him out. But you can. I mean, it's just amazing. 2 more hits tonight. 16 on the homestand now for Maben. 16 hits. That's crazy. Here's JD Martinez. And we'll see if Maben wants to run it all. He'll draw some attention. JD had a walk and a flyout earlier in this game. Bouncing ball toward third. Tough backhand. Franco can't make the play. Maben is on his way to third. They might try and score him, and they're going to hold him. Off the glove of Maikel Franco, who tried to make a backhanded play.
One of the things that they tell you as an infielder, you have to keep your feet moving and you have to stay in an athletic position. It appeared to me that Franco, as he tried to backhand this ball, his feet were flat-footed. Yes, they were, and therefore he didn't really get a good look at it. He was trying to turn 2 here instead of just getting the 1 out. Very easily could have got in front of this ball and knocked it down, but he was going for the double play.
You see Miggy, they're trying to score the runner. But Dave Clark said, no, we're going to hold him.
Dave Clark said, no, Miggy, I'll leave him there for you to drive in.
Exactly. So here is Cabrera, double and a strikeout in this game. Tigers now in great shape to pad this 1-0 lead. Now we get the crowd back into it now. And Cabrera fouls it back out of play. By the way, they ruled that play a double for JD Martinez. That'll be the 5th Tigers hit. Here's the 0-1. Bouncing ball foul to third base, and Maben had to hit the deck. 0-2 on Cabrera. It was Maben that led off the inning with a single, and then the double off the glove of Franco at third. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball to third again. Foul.
So far, Hellickson's done a nice job in this at bat against Miguel. And keeping him off balance. First pitch was up and in. It was a fastball. The last two were breaking balls that were down at the bottom of the strike zone.
Hellickson came into the start allowing just 2 earned runs in his last 2 starts total. He gave up a run in the first, but nothing since. But he has trouble here in the 6th. Just got a piece of it, and Miguel stays alive. Cabrera had the 2-homer game last night. It was the 3rd multi-homer game he's had this year. Again, the 0-2. Nelson Miggy sprawling out of the box, and the fans booing.
'91-mile-per-hour fastball, high and tight.
Something tells me Cabrera will not be intimidated.
Never.
One and 2. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ruiz able to go down there and smother it.
It's a big bat right here. And for Miguel, if he's not able to drive the run in, I don't know exactly what the skipper will do of the Philadelphia Phillies, but they might just put Victor on base if that base is still open.
Well, they had a chance to do it last night, but didn't.
Yeah, Victor ended up driving in the winning run.
That was in the 7th inning in a tie ball game. They had first base open after a Cabrera double. They pitched to Victor with 1 out, and he singled to right field. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball to third. Franco has it. Thought about coming home, but Maben will score. And Cabrera drives in a run. And let's check in now with Kristen Keith.
All right, thanks, Mario. I'm joined with John Trevino. His son is first-class private Ramon Trevino. Now, tell me, describe the feeling seeing the Detroit Tigers dedicate this night to our servicemen and women.
Oh, yes, they deserves it. All the service people everywhere. It's really great. I love it.
Absolutely. We got to show him support when we can. Now, your son has been deployed since March, you said, and he's also expecting a baby?
Yes, in August, a baby girl, the 2nd one.
It's wonderful. Tell me what you miss most about having your son while he's deployed.
Oh, I miss him being around because me and him, we watch sports all the time together. It's just can't replace that.
Who's his favorite Tiger? Who's he watching, keeping an eye out for this game?
Miguel Cabrera. Miguel Cabrera is all our favorites.
He is watching right now. Your son is in Kuwait.
Oh,
what would you like to say to him?
He said, how you doing, son? I miss you. I love you. Proud of you.
Thanks, John. Mario, Rod, back to you guys.
All right, Kristen, thank you. Well, they're both able to watch the game tonight. Unfortunately, not next to each other, but still both thinking about each other.
Some really nice father and son moments here this evening.
I agree. Victor Martinez batting here with a run in. Tigers lead 2-0. Victor is 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout. Here's the 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes.
Victor Martinez is not greedy by any stretch of the imagination with that huge hole at the shortstop position. If Hellickson is pitching to Victor, he could very easily drive something in that direction for a base hit. He is not selfish.
Lifted to center field on a line, base hit. They're going to try and score the run. Throw coming to the plate, out of time. Martinez does it again.
He didn't hit it on the ground, Mario, in that direction. but you could clearly see that he was trying to go in that direction to beat the shift, and he got underneath the ball and hit it into the outfield. JD Martinez, I was a little worried. I didn't think he was going to score there for a moment because he didn't get a good break and a good jump off this base hit the opposite way by Victor, and it was a play on him at home plate. Look at Victor, JD, how long it took for him to get that read on that base hit.
There may not be anybody better in the American League or baseball than picking apart a shift than Victor Martinez. And JD, even though he didn't get a good jump or good read, is able to score.
I know the data slightly says that Victor is a pull hitter, but when you have a guy that can handle the bat the way that he can, if you put him in a situation where there's a runner in scoring position, you do yourself a disservice if you're pitching to Victor, because he could beat that shift. We've seen him do it time and time and time again this year.
And that's why that data against Martinez may evolve and eventually change, and you'll see the shifts become less and less.
It's the second time in this series where they've had an opportunity to put Victor on first base with the base open to go after a right-hander that they've elected to pitch to him, and he's driven in the run.
I thought that Hellickson may be pitching around him.
He looked that way early.
Well, here's Castellanos. Might as well keep tacking on. 3-0 Tigers have the lead here in the 6th. Single pop-up for Castellanos. Bouncing ball third base side. Franco will fire to second. One relay not going to be in time. Franco took forever to get rid of that ball.
I don't know if he didn't get a good handle on it, Mario, and that's the reason why he wasn't all that efficient in getting the ball to the second baseman, or if he was just lackadaisical. But that is definitely a double play ball.
I don't know that he bobbled this.
Let me see.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, a little bobble there.
Still a close play, but Castellanos beats it out. It's been a tough inning for Franco. Here is Steven Moya now. He is 0 for 2. A strike at the knees of Steven Moya.
And Tommy Joseph, the first baseman, not holding Castellanos on first base, playing slightly behind him, and then he backs up as the pitch is being delivered. That's where the first base coach, Omar Vizquel, becomes very important. Cannot allow Joseph to sneak in behind it.
Good pitch again in the outside corner, 0-2. Modest lead for Castellanos. Just off the plate, and Moya lays off. Steven, a couple of RBIs this year, came in batting over 300. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Moya is out, so are the Tigers. However, they get a couple of runs. And out in camp, Erevjan and Kuwait, they react to the RBI single from Victor Martinez. We'll be live from Kuwait next. The top of the 7th inning now here at Comerica Park, and we're going to check in again with Camp Arifjan in Kuwait and check in with Lieutenant Olson, who is a native of Saline. And thank you very much, Lieutenant, for joining us. First of all, please fill us in. What is your role and what are your duties with the military?
All right, well, I'm currently with the Secretary of the General Staff, so I take care of all the big guys, do a lot of administrative action, and take care of all of our distinguished visitors and their briefings.
Lieutenant Olson, we've heard you're a huge Tigers fan and you like to watch games at Dan's Tavern in Saline. Who are some of your favorite Tigers players?
Far and away, V-Mart is my man. The very first Tiger shirt I ever bought was a Victor Martinez shirt.
Hey, Lieutenant, we've given several people an opportunity tonight to send out some shout-outs. Do you have anybody in particular here in Michigan or anywhere in the country, really, that you'd like to send a shout-out to?
Absolutely. Definitely my parents out at Scott Air Force Base, my husband and my 11-month-old daughter down in Charleston, South Carolina, and my brother Jake, who is there at the game tonight.
Well, Lieutenant Olson, thank you very much for your service. We appreciate it. And please stay safe out there. And all the folks here in Michigan are thinking about you as well. Lieutenant Olson, who, by the way, went to Eastern Michigan University and is from Saline. So thank you very much. Here's a foul back out of play by Joseph. The count is 0-2 with the Tigers on top 3-0.
She said V-Mart was her man.
Probably got a long list of folks in that line, don't you think? 0-2 the count.
She's got to go to work in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
It's 4 a.m. over there.
Yeah, they're 7 hours ahead of us. Here's the 0-2. Bouncing ball, base hit left field, a one-out single for Tommy Joseph. That'll bring up Ryan Howard now, who in the ballgame tonight is 1 for 2. Verlander has just surrendered only his 3rd hit of the night. That's it. And that single snapped a string of 11 straight that he'd retired.
I kind of like the way that Tommy Joseph cat man swings the bat. He looks like he's a keeper. Batting in the cleanup spot tonight. He just got up about 6-7 days ago.
He did, and he's got 3 hard hit balls tonight. Homered in last night's game. Swing and a miss.
Verlander has gotten a ton of swing and misses here this evening. And the fastball really only 94, 95. I think Verlander getting more swings and misses, Mario, these days with a 95-mile-per-hour fastball than he got when he was throwing 100.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And what were the percentages you were giving us?
In his first 6 starts, 8% swing and miss rate. Last 3, it's doubled to 16%.
So how can he get more swings and misses not throwing quite as hard? It's what you talked about before, the fastball command.
Fastball command and the fastball upstairs. He strategically picks his spots, and he can also locate to all 4 quadrants of the strike zone with that 94, 95-mile-per-hour fastball.
Howard fouls it back 0-2. The count stays on Ryan Howard.
Yeah, you might as well go up there one more time to see if you can get Howard to swing and miss. Or Verlander's had an exceptional changeup tonight as well against the left-handers. He has not missed with his location tonight with that changeup. He's been able to bury it down and away from the left-handed batter.
Howard had a single in his first at-bat, popped up in his last at-bat. Playing to pull on the infield. And another toss back to the back. The last time Ryan Howard knocked in over 100 runs was in the 2011 season, so it's been a while since he's had that kind of production. He has had 4 top 5 finishes in the MVP voting. The 0-2. Another one back out of play.
Really no stress tonight for Verlander. Threw 22 pitches in the third, but other than that, every inning outstanding. 16 pitches or less. That's where you want to be.
Yeah, Verlander allowed a walk in that third inning, but really has not been challenged much tonight. Gave up a double with 1 out in the first. One broke low and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ryan Howard. Verlander has gone over 100 pitches in all but 2 of his starts this year. Ian trying to keep himself busy on the bench.
He doesn't know what to do.
No,
he doesn't sit on the bench very often.
If you missed it, flu-like symptoms tonight for Kinsler. Swing and a miss.
There's that changeup.
Only 8 strikeouts now for JV. Carlos Ruiz, strikeout flyout tonight for the Phillies catcher.
Thought that strikeout of Howard was a changeup, but it appeared to be a slider. Getting another look at it. Verlander throwing his slider very hard tonight at 90 miles an hour.
Really has been amazing the turnaround he has had after that ball game in which he gave up 7 runs in Cleveland. The next 4, including tonight, have been really good. Missed it high again. 2-0 the count. Twelve of the last 13 have been retired by Verlander. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Drilled to right field. J.D. Martinez coming over to make the catch. And the side retired. No runs. 1 hit. 1 man left for the Phillies as the Tigers continue to lead this one by a score of 3-0. And now during this special military appreciation telecast, we bring you the singing of God Bless America by Staff Sergeant Amy Gould, the 126th Army Band, Selfridge Air National Guard Base.
God Bless America, led for us tonight by Michigan Army National Guard Staff Sergeant Amy Gould.
To the
over there, and they're over there. They're the real heroes. People like to say, well, we're their heroes and this and that, but those guys are the heroes. Those guys are up there, putting their life on the line every day. We just go out there and play baseball. So it definitely means a lot. It brings a lot of things to perspective when you see things like that, and just being over here and giving someone like that something to cheer about. Maybe talk a little smack with his guys out there when he's to pass the time is awesome.
Well said by J.D. Martinez. The Tigers tonight leading on Military Appreciation Night. 3-0 is our score. We are headed to the bottom of the 7th. Jared Saltalamacchia leads it off.
Saltalamacchia has gotten a steady diet of those cut fastballs that Hellickson has been featuring to most of the left-handers this evening. Going back in there again. And he just can't get him out of that kitchen.
1-2 on Jared. Mike Aviles and then Jose Iglesias to follow. Here's the shift.
And Jared needs to start watching Victor Martinez a little bit more often so he can get his batting average up a little bit higher. And they shift on him with regularity every time he plays.
The 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Only 3 hits tonight for the Phils. The Tigers have 7. Hellickson surrendering 2 in the 6th. Now the 2-2. Got him, strike 3. 7 strikeouts now for Jeremy Hellickson. We mentioned his strikeouts are up this year. About 9 per 9 innings. And he's almost there. That'll bring up Mike Aviles. Aviles had a base hit in his last at bat, but was thrown out trying to steal. That'll miss inside. 1-0. The single by Aviles snapped an 0 for 15. Trying to get something started here with 1 out in the 7th. Little chopper to the third baseman Franco. 2 gone. And now Iglesias. And just about any other night, Hellickson would be pretty proud of what he's done tonight, and I'm sure he still is, but he's just being outpitched by Verlander.
Well, he's held the Tigers offense to 3 runs. Miguel's driven in 2, Victor's driven in the other one. But he really has slowed down the offense, which came in sizzling hot, averaging 6 runs per game this homestand.
Swing and a miss, 0-1.
And he's done it with a variety of different pitches. It's been the 4-seam fastball, also the cutter to most of the left-handers. He has a good curveball, good changeup that he'll use at any point in time. So he's got all 4 pitches, and he uses them all very well.
One ball and 1 strike. Strikeout, ground out tonight for Iglesias. Two and 1 the count. Same 2 teams go at it tomorrow, and then the Tigers will head to the West Coast. It is on to Oakland and then Anaheim for the next road trip. Right back up the middle. There is Galvis to throw him out. It'll be a 1-2-3 7th inning when we go to the 8th. Again, we'll be live from Kuwait. Tigers up 3-0. Tigers over the Phillies tonight. Back to Kuwait we go, and we're joined now by Captain Robertson. Captain, it's an honor to be joined by you. You're from Dearborn Heights, and first of all, fill us in with your role in our military.
Hey guys, happy to be here. I'm with 1st TSC. I'm an information management officer.
Captain Robertson, we understand you have
to work in about 2 hours.
Captain Robertson, we understand you have some special memories going to Tiger Stadium. Tell us about a few of those.
Sure. Well, my first one was my first memory at Tiger Stadium was figuring out the old urinal troughs with my little brother. So, and the vendor food there is unforgettable. What I would do for a hot dog or a pretzel from Old Tiger Stadium.
Well, Captain,
they don't have those in Kuwait.
No, they don't.
Sadly.
Unfortunately, we want to give you an opportunity to send a shout out. I know that you have some folks that you want to say hello to, so the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you. My parents are watching at home, so hi, Mom and Dad. And my brother and sister too. So Brian and Holly, I love you guys. I miss you.
Hey, Captain Robertson, thank you very much for your service. Please stay safe, and hopefully we'll see you when you get back home. And go Tigers, right?
And go Tigers.
All right, and our thanks to Captain Robertson from Dearborn Heights, who joined us from Camp Arifjan in Kuwait. And boy, it's fun to hook up with our soldiers overseas in Kuwait on Military Appreciation Night here tonight.
Pretty cool thing that we have done here tonight.
How about that? Navigating the urinals at Old Tiger Stadium. Biggest challenge as a kid. But he's right, man. The hot dogs and pretzels at Old Tiger Stadium.
They're good.
Oh, outstanding.
You're a pretzel guy anyway.
I am a pretzel guy. Love a good hot dog, too. There's ball 4. Leadoff man on here in the 8th, and now the Tigers have some activity in their bullpen.
Only the second base on ball given by Verlander this evening.
Justin Wilson is warming up, the left-hander in the Tigers bullpen. He's been throwing the ball a lot better of late.
He looked outstanding last night, topping out at 97.
Tyler Goodell, ground out, fly out. Fouled away 0-1. JV has allowed 3 hits in this game and a couple of walks, so there really hadn't been a whole lot of traffic on the bases tonight for Verlander. Strikeout total right now sits at 8. Here's the 0-1. And Goodell looks at a strike. 0-2. We're talking about the fact that Goodell was a Rule 5 pick last year in Double-A. Here's what I think got the attention of the Phillies. 10 triples, 12 homers, 28 stolen bases.
It makes you wonder why in the world with the Tampa Bay Rays, as much as they've been challenged from an offensive standpoint the last number of years, why they would not protect this young man.
Good question.
Meanwhile, Justin Verlander's been getting busy. I mean, a lot of soft contact off of the Philadelphia Phillies bats against Verlander. Here's a nice double play, started and turned by Iglesias and Miguel Cabrera. Lots of pop-ups in the infield, weak ground balls. And when he's not getting the pop-ups and the ground balls, he's been getting the swings and misses with elevated fastballs, outstanding breaking balls, and a real nice slider today at 90 miles an hour. Justin's just been on one this evening.
9 strikeouts for Verlander against 2 walks and only 3 hits. Peter Borges will step in. Borges is 0 for 2, line out and a ground out. And it's again Verlander goes right back to first base, chasing Hernandez back.
Verlander wants to make sure that he keeps his double play an option here, even though it'll be difficult to turn a double play with Borges running from that side of the batter's box. He has really good speed. He's got to hit it hard at someone.
Popped it up. Behind the plate, Saltalamacchia discards the mask. Borges is out, 2 gone.
For you young catchers at home, this is the way you do it. On balls that are popped up, you take your mask off, you find out where it's at, which Saltalamacchia does, and then you throw that mask far enough away to make sure that you don't have an opportunity to step on it at some point in time. You never know what these foul balls are going to do, which direction they're going to go, but you want to throw that mask as far away as possible.
So now with 2 outs, it'll be Odubel Herrera. Verlander has not allowed a runner past first base since the Galvis double in the first.
It gives you an idea what they think of Herrera. Every time he comes to the plate, there's a conversation between Verlander and Saltalamacchia at just how they're going to attack this young man who is having an outstanding season.
He has a walk tonight, but Verlander has struck him out twice. Foul tip into the glove.
He's got that leg kick, and if your leg is still in the air when the ball's delivered by Verlander and he's throwing 95 miles an hour, you're going to be late on the fastball. When you've got the kind of leg kick that this young man has, you got to get that foot up and down before Verlander even delivers the ball to give you a chance to catch up to the heater. See if he's able to get it down this time, as here comes another fastball.
Fouled away 0-2. That's what makes that leg kick such a tricky timing mechanism.
Take a look at the leg kick here. Now the leg kick is up now. See, it's still in the air. Verlander's already getting ready to deliver this ball, and the leg is still in the air. Now it's on its way, and that's just way too late. The leg is down now, and the ball's already in the hitting zone.
JV's got him set up 0-2. Looking for his 10th strikeout.
Might as well go up top with another one of those fastballs.
He has gotten Herrera to chase that pitch tonight. Verlander has had 10 0-2 counts tonight. 10 of them.
That's dominant stuff right there. It's tough to beat anybody when you're always behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
97 with his final pitch of the night.
10 strikeouts for Justin Verlander in back-to-back games.
He's got his swagger back, partner.
He's strutting off the
those tippy toes.
Off the field. Standing O.
97.
See you later. And Kuwait loves it. Cameron Maybin getting set to lead things off in the bottom of the 8th. Tigers have a 3-0 lead in this one.
97 with the final pitch of the evening thrown by Justin Verlander. They love it in Kuwait.
What a dominant performance tonight for JV. Getting a little bit of love from Saltalamacchia, his battery mate tonight.
They got it done tonight.
Maybin will try and get things started here in the bottom of the 8th.
Verlander came in 25-4 against the National League in interleague play since he's come to the big league. So he has dominated the senior circuit.
Well, he's 3 outs away from going to 26-4. David Hernandez is the new pitcher now for the Phils.
2.53 ERA for Hernandez, 31 strikeouts, only 7 base on balls. He's having a really good season out of their bullpen.
It's gone to 3-0 on Maybin. Cam has 2 more hits tonight, both singles. He has also scored twice. That's down the middle of strike. Maybin's average is up to .593. He's in a good hitter's count here. The 3-1 pitch. Fouled away, 3-2.
Hernandez has a fastball that will get all the way up to 95 miles an hour. Also a curveball that he likes quite a bit. He will throw that 35% of the time. Also a changeup, but doesn't throw it very often.
Here's the 3-2 and a bouncer back up the middle. Galvis throws on Maybin. 1 out. On the wing up, JD Martinez. Walk, double, and a run scored for JD. Martinez, in his brief encounters with the Phillies, of course a lot of them in the National League when he played with Houston, 444 against the Phils. Of course the Astros probably were in the American League when JD was with the Astros, right? I don't know if any of those bats came when Houston was in the NL. Swing and a miss.
Good question.
1 ball, 1 strike. Well, anyway, he's done well against the Phillies. And on base 2 more times tonight. Hernandez replacing Hellickson, who went 7. Ball low, 2-1. Hernandez has pitched with Baltimore and Arizona. He'll get back out of play. Began his career with the Orioles and was a starter for them. In fact, had some good numbers in the minors when he got to the big leagues. He just didn't gain any traction with the Orioles.
He was a hotshot prospect coming up in Baltimore's organization. But Camden Yards is not the friendliest place to pitch,
to say the least. The 2-2 is hammered down the right field line, but foul to the corner. Tigers 3, Phillies nothing. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Tigers trying to make it 2 straight over the Phillies. He went around, strike 3. 2 gone. All of the JD at bats were when Houston was in the National League, 2011, 2012.
Yeah, they've been in the American League now for what, 4 years?
Yeah. There is Francisco Rodriguez.
He's been awfully good.
He would be going for his 400th major league save tonight.
So Verlander in his last start, not this one, his last start, got to 2,000 strikeouts. Miguel Cabrera last night hit his 500th double. And now K-Rod has a chance for his 400th save. How about that?
Milestones galore. Cabrera has 2 RBIs tonight, one of them coming on a double in the first. Miggy looks at a fastball at 96 that just missed. Here's the 1-1. Cabrera backs out of there as Hernandez comes low and in. Missed again. 3-1. Victor Martinez would be next. Bouncing ball to short. Galvis has it there. And Miggy is out. It's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Hernandez. We are headed to the ninth. The ballpark tonight, Phillies and Tigers in the second game of the series. All Tigers and all Verlander tonight. 3-0 score as we go to the top of the ninth inning. And we have some changes now. Mike Aviles will go to left field. And Romine comes in to play second base. Francisco Rodriguez will take over on the mound, trying to record his 400th major league save.
He's been outstanding lately. That earned run average continues to inch its way down. It now sits at 3.24. The opponent's batting average against Rodriguez just .217, and he's converted 13 straight saves.
Verlander goes 8, strikes out 10. Freddie Galvis will lead things off. Galvis is 1 for 3 with a double. Castellanos on the grass in case of a bunt. He'll drill one down the right field line. Fair ball. It's going to go to the corner. Galvis motoring his way to second base, and he's going to stop there with a double. Lead off 2-base hit here in the ninth.
That's the first pitch fastball thrown to Galvis, and the ball was outside, but he was able to reach out and pull it down the right field line for a stand-up double.
Second double tonight for Galvis, who had a two-bagger in the first. Here's Maikel Franco. Only the fourth hit tonight for the Phillies. Ball one to Franco. That's in there for a strike. 1-1. Here's the 400-plus saves club. Of course, Mariano Rivera has 652, the all-time leader, than Hoffman. Billy Wagner is the next on the list for Francisco Rodriguez. So when you think about it, in the history of the game, only 5 to this point have saved 400. 5 players, that's it. And Frankie tonight trying to become the 6th. Brad Ausmus caught a couple of those guys, including Billy Wagner and Trevor Hoffman.
Billy Wagner was a starter, and when he first came to the big leagues, hard-throwing left-hander. Wasn't big in stature, but man, he had a big arm. 97, 98. And Billy Wagner used to throw his fastball.
Brad also caught right at the end of his career John Franco as well. There's a chopper left side. It's going to be a base hit into left field. And so the Phillies not going quietly. A couple of hits to start the ninth.
If Rodriguez is going to get save number 400 here this evening, he's really going to have to earn it now with the first 2 hitters aboard.
And you've got Tommy Joseph stepping in. He'll be the tying run. He homered in the ball game last night. Joseph a single in his last at bat. 3 pretty good at bats tonight for the Phillies first baseman. Ball 1.
If you're Rodriguez here, you will gladly give up at least 1 run for a ground ball here off the bat of Joseph. Tigers have been a good team all season. Turning 2. 3 in the last couple of days against the Phillies.
Now the 1-0. 1-1 on Tommy Joseph.
Tommy Joseph wearing Greg Luzinski's number 19. Didn't Luzinski wear number 19, the Bull?
Not sure, did he?
I think so.
We've received confirmation he did.
That was a strong man.
The Bull?
Yes, indeed.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Joseph now needs a new bat.
I don't know how in the world I remember something like that, because he played about 20-something years ago.
Yeah, well, I don't either. Just it's amazing what sticks in your mind sometimes.
I used to like watching the Phillies play, though. Jake McBride in the outfield and Gary Maddox. And Bull was playing shortstop. Sarge Matthews. They had a good team. I used to like watching the Phillies. Mike Schmidt.
Michael Jack Schmidt.
Yeah, that's right. Michael Jack Schmidt.
1-2 on Joseph. Rodriguez giving up a double to Galvis, a single to Franco. Here's the 1-2. Drilled toward the gap in left center field, but it's going to be caught by Aviles.
That ball appeared to get in the lights, and Aviles, boy, he just kind of stayed with it and stayed with it. And at the last moment, man, he just stuck his glove out and the ball went in it.
Another hard hit ball by Tommy Joseph. Galvis will score. It's a 3-1 ball game.
Avila started the game at second base, and that ball just got in the lights, and he just kept his concentration on it.
So the Phillies now will send up Ryan Howard as the tying run, a man on, a man out. Foul back out of play, 0-1. And you said it a little while ago, but this Tommy Joseph, man, he can swing the bat.
That's exactly what I heard yesterday. They really like him. He's a converted catcher. Came from the San Francisco Giants in 2010 when Hunter Pence was traded from Philadelphia to San Francisco, and that was the second year after he had just signed. He was drafted in 2009.
Low and away, 1 ball, 1 strike on Ryan Howard. Single pop-up strikeout tonight for Howard. He was one of the 10 victims for Verlander, and Justin pacing a little bit now, hoping that Francisco Rodriguez can save this one for him. Grounded foul. 1-2 on Ryan Howard. Now with 2 strikes, they're going to send Castellanos over to the right side as well. Here's the 1-2. Just got a piece of it, staying alive.
Last 2 pitches thrown by Rodriguez to Howard have been changeups, and Howard has fouled them both off. But he's clearly been fooled and out in front of both pitches.
Tigers 3 runs, 7 hits. Phillies 1 run, 5 hits.
Gonna give him another changeup.
Ground ball right side, charging Castellanos. He'll take the out at first base. Howard is gone. 2 away. We check in now with Kristen Keith, the preview of tonight's Tigers Live postgame.
Thanks, Mario. Well, pitching has been impressive for the Tigers tonight. Justin Verlander strikes out 10, and right now, Francisco Rodriguez looking for his 400th career save. He'll be the 6th player in MLB history to do that if he can get the save. I'll talk to both of them after the game, as well as Brad Ausmus, and Johnny Kane will break it down from the Brush Fire Set Grill. Just stay tuned to Fox Sports Detroit for Tigers Live after the game. Mario?
All right, Kristen, thanks. Well, we got one more out to get, and we'll see if Francisco can do it now. The crowd to its feet. Tigers 1 out away from winning their 4th consecutive game and getting back up over 500. Carlos Ruiz, the batter, and he takes a strike. Franco at second with 2 outs, 2-run game. Here's the 0-1. Ruiz tonight is 0 for 3, a couple of fly balls and a strikeout. Is in there. 1-2 on Carlos Ruiz.
Ruiz got caught looking for something off speed and took that fastball at 89 miles an hour right down the middle.
A couple of veterans going at it right here. Ruiz, 37 years of age. Long-time Philly. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Save number 400 for Francisco Rodriguez.
Awfully special. A lot of history here at the ballpark this week.
Frankie gets it done. The 6th player in Major League history with 400 or more saves. More importantly, the Tigers will win this one by a score of 3-1. And on a night where we celebrate our military, they're loving it in Kuwait. Tigers wrap up a victory tonight over the Phillies. We'll be back.